London is a city of endless discovery, and its streets are a reflection of its vibrant history, culture, and diversity. The list of the most popular streets in London starts with all the streets and squares that appear on the UK version of Monopoly and extend from there. Suffice it to say, London has more than its fair share of roads and public spaces that are known the world over. From historic squares with statues of epic proportion to luxurious shopping streets, royal roads, trendy hangouts, and popular celebrity hotspots, there are so many iconic places to experience in London. If you are planning a trip to the UK's capital anytime soon, let's have a look at best streets for an idea before you take a walk down London's streets and squares. Number 1, Piccadilly Circus. Piccadilly Circus is undoubtedly one of the most famous squares in London. It's renowned for its bright lights and neon signs, giving New York's Times Square a run for its money. Connecting the likes of Piccadilly, Regent Street, and Shaftesbury Avenue, the name circus comes from the Latin word for circle and refers to a round, open space situated on a street junction. And people flock to Piccadilly Circus to capture that all-important neon-lit selfie as you approach and see the glow from the brightly colored video display advertising some of the world's most well-known brands, it's easy to see why. While you're there, take a seat by the Shaftesbury Memorial Fountain with its winged statue of Anteros and indulge in some people watching. Number 2, Brick Lane. Brick Lane presents the best of London's art, culture, and dining scenes all in one place. With the city's East End known for its diverse and alternate community, Brick Lane has long been known for its wide array of bohemians and their hedonistic lifestyles. Although this tight cobbled street has rapidly grown in popularity, leading to a large effort to clean up its less than savory elements, there are still plenty of authentic experiences to be enjoyed. From an ever-changing variety of large-scale murals to underground vintage clothing warehouses and the full spectrum of local and international flavors, Brick Lane is where tourists can explore London's creative underbelly with ease. It's a great place to have a wander through the labyrinth of side streets and tucked-away spots for a couple of hours. Number 3, Carnaby Street. Carnaby Street is a trendy shopping street in the heart of London's vibrant Soho district. Is a legendary destination known for its rich cultural history and vibrant atmosphere. Its history dates back to the 1600s, but it really started making a name for itself in the 1960s when it became popular with mods, punks, and hippies, bringing about the birth of swinging London. Famous icons such as Elizabeth Taylor, the Beatles, and the Rolling Stones were all regulars on the cobbles of Carnaby Street. These days, the pedestrianized street is still lined with popular fashion retailers, with everything from independent boutiques to well-known brands such as Dr. Martens, Sweaty Betty, and Swatch. Number 4, King's Road. King's Road is a high-end shopping street stretching almost 2 miles from Chelsea to Fulham and steeped in history and splendor. As the name suggests, it was once a private road used by King Charles. These days, it's a vibrant hub where shopaholics brush shoulders with the rich and famous. One of the most expensive streets in London, it's home to the magnificent Saatchi Gallery and is lined with luxury independent boutiques and distinguished designer fashion stores. Dotted between these are trendy cafes and bustling bars with big open windows and seating spilling out onto the streets, making it one of the best places in the city for people watching. Have your credit card at the ready and see how many celebs you can spot while you are there. Number 5, Trafalgar Square. Trafalgar Square is arguably the most important public gathering space in London. It's long been a place where people meet to protest and argue, to debate and discuss. It's riddled with famous sculptures, most notably the towering outline of Nelson's column and threaded by some of the most prestigious institutions in the country. You can come to simply gaze at the landmarks if you like. That's actually part of the fun on Trafalgar Square, thanks to the ever-changing art installations of the fourth plinth and the beautiful, babbling fountains in the middle of the plaza. You can also come to check off some lines from the London bucket list, most notably the masterworks of the National Gallery. Number 6, Bond Street. Bond Street is known around the world as being one of the best retail streets in all of London. Dating back to the 1700s, the street oozed class and elegance. It boasts luxury shops, designer fashion brands, and exclusive jewelry stores. Despite being one of the most famous streets in London, it's not widely known by its real name. The southern section is called Old Bond Street, while the long northern bit is New Bond Street. The street leads from Piccadilly to Oxford Street, the heart of London's incredible shopping scene. Even if you can't afford all the Bond Street prices, what's the harm in a bit of window shopping if you're already browsing the area? It'd surely be rude not to. Number 7, Savile Row. Savile Row is a street in central London renowned for its top-quality traditional tailoring. Since the early 19th century, tailors on this street have outfitted illustrious names from literature, theater, science, and politics, as well as members of the royal family. The street is also the home of the dinner jacket, which was invented by tailor Henry Poole in his shop on Savile Row. The original tailors were followed by a new wave of fashion designers like Oswald Boating and Richard James. The shopping street also has branches of several major fashion brands, including Alexander McQueen and Abercrombie & Fitch. Modern cuts and colors appeared alongside traditional tweeds and pinstripes, and women-only tailors were welcome to Savile Row. Number 8, the Mall. The Mall is easily one of the most famous streets and squares in London, even if you've never visited the city before. If you have ever watched any big event being broadcast around the world from the UK's capital, be it a royal wedding, Jubilee celebrations, or the renowned London Marathon, chances are that shots of the Mall dominate the screen. The tree-lined Royal Road paves the way from Trafalgar Square all the way up to Buckingham Palace, and its colored surface gives the impression of a red carpet leading up to the palace gates. Watch the changing of the guard. See if the royal standard flag is flying to symbolize the Queen is in residence. Or take a stroll around beautiful St. James's Park. Number 9, Leicester Square. Leicester Square is the iconic heart of London's vibrant entertainment scene, located in the world-famous West End. Centered around a small park, the pedestrianized square is surrounded by theater ticket booths, lively bars, excellent restaurants, and most importantly, one of the largest sweet stores in the world, M&M World. People come to Leicester Square to experience unforgettable shows, and there's certainly no shortage, with over 40 incredible West End theaters in the vicinity and some of the best movie theaters in the city right there in one place. Time your visit right, and you might be lucky enough to spot celebs on the red carpet, attending a star-studded movie premiere at the Odeon Luxe Leicester Square, or View Movie Theatre London. Number 10, Downing Street. Downing Street is where you will find the UK Prime Minister's home and office, more specifically 10 Downing Street, often just referred to as Number 10, with its famous black door and iron railings that are familiar sights in UK politics. The building itself has over 100 rooms, with the Prime Minister taking residency on the 3rd floor and the Chancellor living next door at number 11. Though it's one of the most popular streets in London, it's not actually possible to walk along it anymore. Police guard the black steel gates at the top. Even so, that doesn't mean it isn't still a great place to stop by for a photo. It's located just off Whitehall and a short walk from the Houses of Parliament.